Greetings everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Captain Rye, and today I've got another fantastic Fletcher match here in World of Warships. Yes, another fantastic Fletcher match. This time I'm divvied up with my buddy Whiskey Ace, who's also in his Fletcher. So you could say we're a little bit of a Fletcher wolf pack. I do have to warn all of you right off the bat that this video is going to contain 10% below the lethal dosage of salt, both from myself and from an enemy player in the chat late in the game. The beginning salt is going to be mine, and I think you'll all agree with me, I have the right to be just a little bit salty about what's going to happen. Of course, it's all in good fun, and I'm not actually going to, or intend to, hurt people's feelings with this directed salt. The map is estuary, and I have decided that my division mate and I are going to go towards the A cap point. So I'm going to go sail right between these islands and pop right into that A cap point and try and get some early capping in. That is, of course, when enemy ships have already started firing and have revealed themselves as we approach this point. So there's a Gneisenau back over there, there's a cruiser, a couple of cruisers back over there yet to be seen, and a destroyer who's yet unseen. So I fire off torpedoes at that Gneisenau. My buddy Whiskey, who is a little bit ahead of me, fires off at that Gneisenau as well. Look at the angle of which our torpedoes are coming in. That is a nice cross spread there. Nothing you can do is going to allow you to avoid those torpedoes. And you can see the Udaloi has popped up there. And he's basically got himself trapped between our two torpedo spreads. So there's nothing he's going to be able to do to avoid getting hit by one of them. I hit him, almost kill him, but don't secure the first blood because it was stolen from me by the degrosser behind me. Hit that Gneisenau for 3 torpedoes and nearly kill him. But that kill is taken from me by my own division mate, who manages to land one final torpedo on him and secures the kill on that Gneisenau. So far, I've managed 60,000 damage, hit 2 ships, and had 2 kills stolen from me. That degrosser got lucky securing that first blood with 1 secondary hit. That son of a bitch. And then, of course, my own division mate stealing the kill from me. So annoying. Now I've popped smoke because I was detected, and I didn't pop smoke so I could sit in it and hide there so much as I did just to break line of sight, because I don't need to be dealing with incoming fire from those cruisers, that Fletcher, or that Tirpitz. My division mate is going to use that smoke to hide in, but considering that the Fletcher's popped up, I definitely don't think sitting in that smoke is going to be a good idea, considering that there's a strong possibility that Fletcher or that Tirpitz has got torpedoes off into that smoke screen. Now I fire torpedoes off at that Tirpitz as he's going to try and hopefully come around this island. Of course, he beaches himself, he pulls a nonster, tactical beaching, manages to avoid any and all of my torpedoes, but that Fletcher, he's not so lucky, and he's going to eat one right there on the bow. He's almost dead. I decide I'm going to open fire and secure my kill. And I've got my shots out, and there's torpedoes from my friendly division mate coming in again. Can I get the kill before he steals it from me? And the answer is no! I cannot. The degrosser steals yet another kill from me. You bastard. That's 2 you've taken from me. Both destroyers, and both with less than 1,000 HP left. I don't know what exactly that degrosser was trying to pull by that, but he has really made me salty at this point. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because he's burning, he's on fire, and my smoke screen is dissipating. My division mate Whiskey did increase his smoke screen, with his own smoke screen heading forward into the cap there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to join him in capping A. Looking at the minimap situation, the team is doing pretty well defending and trying to cap D. There's the cap on A. That Tirpitz, he's on fire in multiple places and being pecked to death by not only myself, but my division mate in the Fletcher and the degrosser and his secondaries. So the Tirpitz is gone, but our degrosser Well, he's gonna go too, as he is pretty much on fire and burning from 2 different cruisers. Now, discussing with my division mate, there's an Ibuki back there, but there's also a York back there, and I'm not entirely sure what the plans of these 2 cruisers are. The Ibuki's playing it a little bit smarter, and he's trying to sail off and hide in the background, because we still do have 2 battleships backing us up behind us. This York is turned towards the battleships, and is decided about this point that that's probably not the best idea. So both Whiskey and I are going to basically sledgehammer that area with torpedoes through that strait. Mine are the faster 10.5 kilometer torpedoes, so they are going to get there before his due. And that York has basically got himself broadside onto not only my torpedoes, but my division mate's torpedoes. So assuming I don't manage to kill him, and there's 1 torpedo hit, can my torpedoes get there before his due, and can I get my first kill of the game? I manage it, just barely beating his out. And there is my first kill of the game. And 100,000 damage done. And my team is now dominating. Enemy Iowa out in the open and reversing. He probably didn't expect to have 2 destroyers come around from this back area over here and be able to start shelling him as well, but he is already on fire from another cruiser or another battleship back over there. He puts that fire out, but he's not going to last very long. That's when another enemy Iowa. Pay attention to this Iowa, because he is going to get all sorts of salty, as you can obviously already guess, as my torpedoes are up, and my division mate and I are both in Fletchers. And the guy is within 8 kilometers. And closing. I tell my division mate that I fired my torpedoes on the lead indicator and forward in case he decides to turn and straighten out, and tell him if he's got his torpedoes up that he should fire them on the lead indicator and short them in case he turns in. But my div mate, he's opening fire on that Iowa. I pop smoke so I can open fire as well. My div mate is going to keep him spotted. He dumps his torps in, but mine are already looking damn good. Yep, it looks like he's going to eat 2 from my first salvo and pretty much a full broadside from the second salvo. There's 5 torpedo kills on that Iowa, high caliber and Confederate at the same exact time. And now we're capping the last cap point, and there it is in chat. He pops up with some very, very salty language, very upset about basically being broadsided by a massive torpedo spread. And of course, there wasn't really much he could do considering there were 2 Fletchers there. Even if he'd managed to dodge my torpedoes by turning around, there's a very strong possibility he would have been hit by the other torpedoes. And of course, I'm trying to type into chat here that I'm having good fun, and considering I've managed to do 170,000 damage, 2 points above that actually, that this battle is going on YouTube. Is not going to go over too well with him, or at least one other person on his team, as they're going to get incredibly salty. Oh, the salt. I did say this video contained 10% below the lethal dosage of salt, and if you're reading that chat, I apologize. There's some offensive language in there, but you know what? I don't care. That's the nature of the game, and this guy probably salty in every match he plays. Sucks to be him, but you know what? We all have teams like that. We all have situations like the one that we pretty much just demonstrated, where you get a destroyer division wolf pack that just goes and basically knows how to coordinate their torpedo attacks on ships and areas and can just ruin your day. We've basically managed to cap out all 4 cap points at this time in the game, and the match is not even 10 minutes old. 170,000 damage done, 10 minutes into the match, less than 10 minutes into the match, all 4 cap points, and only 3 enemy ships left. A destroyer who's decided to very wisely stop firing and go hide off in a corner, and the remaining 2 cruisers, which have pretty much disappeared at this point. And by the time we manage to accumulate all the points left, by the time we find them, we have all of the points left. There's nothing that we can do. Enemy smoke screen up there. That was the destroyer who's managed to get himself killed. He was pretty low health there. And that just puts us even closer to the win. And sure enough, it's a victory for my team. Pretty decent match, 170,000 damage done. Just shy of 450,000 credits earned, Confederate and high caliber. I should have had a Kraken out of that, but of course 3 of my kills were so rudely stolen. Top of the team for XP earned by a nice wide margin. Anyway, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to follow me on Facebook for semi-regular channel updates and news, please feel free to do so. And of course, if you'd like to help support me and my channel, please do so by visiting my Patreon. You can find the links for both of those in the description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.